Hey guys, welcome to Beyond the Game with yours truly, Juicy J. We are back with popular demand, right? If you are a new subscriber, welcome, and hopefully you do stay. Well, you will stay. And if you are an existing subscriber to my channel, guys, welcome back. We are back on popular demand, right? And yeah, we're back with another fresh episode. So before you guys do anything, before you sit down and fetch your popcorn, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you get the word out there that you listen. We are back. And yeah, as you guys know, Beyond the Game is a channel where I sit down with sports legends, current sports athletes, and I'm chasing good stories that are, inspirational. Yeah, just to get in behind, what is beyond the game. A lot of things that people do not know about, our legends and current sports athletes and the works. So today I have the massive honor to sitting down with a friend of mine, right? He is a tall, dark, and handsome gentleman, very muscular. He's a fighter as well, fights for all of things, and he's been fighting throughout his life, and we've shared so many memories together. The current MMA middleweight fighter, currently ranked number 4 in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. Shadrack, Nsua. My brother, how's it going?
Good. I'll make it clear, actually. He is mistaken. Number 1.
Number 1?
Yes.
Not 4?
I am behind the champ.
Okay, guys, I made the mistake there. Number 1.
Yes, sir.
Listen, bro, let me start with, how are you feeling, man? It's been a while. I haven't checked up on you in a while, and we've been setting up this meet and sit down together, but it's not been happening. And you're a very busy man now, gearing up for one of your biggest fights for the year. So how are you feeling, bro?
Look, like I said, for me, I've always said, if I feel alive, I feel good, and I feel alive. I feel very much alive, and I feel really good. Like it's a good time to be alive right now.
Yeah.
You can see your work, coming to life and being recognized out there, not just by yourself, but the world. So feeling good, feeling great. Ended the year a bit in a bad shape because I had a bit of an injury, but started the year really, really good. And like looking back from next year to this year, I just feel like this year should be nothing but
the one.
Popping champagnes, bro.
I like that, bro. I mean, you're looking good, you're feeling good. I think with your energy already, when I walked in here, you are feeling great. I mean, the last time I saw you was obviously in your last fight in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
But listen, before we get there, I just want to get a bit of your background of where you're from, where you were born, so that everyone else can I know, so I just want everyone else that's listening now just to get a bit of background on you and where you're from and how you started this journey of being an MMA fighter.
Yeah, so a lot of people mistake when they look at me that they kind of resemble me to a Nigerian guy. They're like, "Are you Nigerian?" I'm like, sometimes I play with it. I'm like, but I was born in DRC. DRC. I was born in Kinshasa.
Is it the DRC Congo?
Congo, yes.
Okay.
Congo, yeah. I was the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Sure.
Born in Kinshasa until I was 6-7, and then I moved to SA. And ever since I've been in SA my whole life. And it's always kept a bit of a home with me. Never wanted to let it go, but still planning on visiting actually this year. Hopefully I can get a chance to after my fight.
So you haven't been home in a while?
I haven't been home in a long time. About 22 years, I'd say.
22 years?
Yeah, I've been here long, and I've been back. I've always said I was born home, but I was raised away from home.
Okay.
So here I became kind of more home as well. So it's like SA is now home for me because I was born in the DRC, but then I've spent my entire life. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I get you, bro. So from DRC Congo, so you were born there,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And then, after like a while, life brought you
Yeah.
here, Gqeberha, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Obviously, not good circumstances that brought us here.
Yes.
It was at the time, still now. It's recently started actually happening again in Goma. There's a bit of that disagreement, not a disagreement, but
Yeah.
the run in the M20, the M23,
Yeah.
the M23 actually trying to overtake Goma. It's been like that for the past, I don't know, 60,
it's been going on
60
for like a
years.
while.
And so, yeah. And obviously, the reason behind that is the reason why I had to also leave the country in a certain time,
Okay.
because it was putting my father in a bit more dangerous situation where his life was threatened, so he had to kind of find safety with his family. So it was more of that time for us as well. And looking now to see similar people are kind of going through the same issue, it's a bit heavy, it's a bit bad. But like I said, coming here was not like a decision like I want to move, I want to go there. And it's like
It was under like some really difficult...
some difficult circumstances, obviously. But the journey was difficult. The journey was dire. The journey was really, really hard. It wasn't the plan to come to Gqeberha. It wasn't the plan to pretty much come to SA. We were just looking for a place where we can be safe with family.
Yeah.
And getting to SA, we were like, okay, we obviously stayed in Joburg at the time. We were like, it's a bit chilled. I stayed with my father's friend, I believe.
Okay, so it was first Joburg.
First Joburg.
And then...
Yeah, from Joburg down to Gqeberha. So in Joburg was about a year and a half, 2 years. Then moved down to Gqeberha, and yeah, from then I've been here. Ever since.
Listen, from your autobio, is it, or documentary?
Documentary.
What should I call it?
The journey, pretty much. Yeah.
The journey. What's it called again?
It's called the EFC Journey of Shadrack, Blambee, Nsua.
And before we go anywhere, where can people actually find that?
On YouTube. Or they can just go to my Instagram page. On my bio, you just click into it. You're gonna see pretty much the links of my fights, and right in the bottom, it's right there. The link will take you straight to the...
Because, man, your story is so inspiring. I think what I was trying to also just piece up together when I was watching it, I think when you came down with your dad, on the documentary it says Gqeberha, and then you stayed at a friend's, your dad's friend's place.
Yeah.
There was something that actually really just take me through that, bro. Like the arrival and how the environment was, and how things were so like, up and down for you guys at the time.
So for us, moving here, we thought we were safe because he served with my father in the army, in the Marines.
Okay.
So they served together in the army, and they were very close. They actually joined the army together, so they became brothers. And my father always told us he was our uncle because how close they were. So it became like a family friend. So it was family. It was not a friend. It was not we looked at him as an uncle in our eyes now. So moving down here, we moved to stay at this place because my father, we didn't move to be in Gqeberha with my dad at the time. So it was only me and my younger sister. I think she was about 4 or 5, and I was about 7, 8, I think. So we moved there. He had a girlfriend, and that girlfriend was very, very, very heavy in drugs, very heavy in alcohol. Yeah, like he worked as a security. So at the time, even now I believe, security is day shift. He'd leave the house 5:30 in the morning, and he'd go to work and would come back like 6 p.m. And it's like a full day of work away. So he doesn't know much of what's happening at home. The girlfriend had kids. The kids would go to school, we'd stay at home, we have to clean, we have to make sure that when the kids come back, the food is made, the house is clean, like everything is sorted for them according to their needs. And if it's not, then, obviously it's not sitting well with her, and we get punished for that. So if my uncle comes, we tell him about it, it's fine.
Yeah.
He goes to work the next day, we are left with her. So, yeah.
It's just like, he doesn't really know what's
You know,
really happens.
so regardless of you telling him, you're still going to get beat up the next day because you told him, because you're going to be left at home the whole day with her.
Yeah.
So, like, it started getting a bit worse each day because she would obviously abuse us every day,
Yeah.
make us cook, make us clean. And there was not a day that passed where she lifted her hand and slapped you in the face or kicked you or basically just physically and touched you. It started getting a bit too much for me. Like, I was older than my younger sister, so I couldn't take it a bit. I just couldn't take it anymore, man. I was like, nah, it's a bit too much for me now. I remember the one time she had a bit of a fight with my uncle, and she took the money. She wanted to basically buy like medicine to take her own life, and gave me the money to go buy her the medicines. And my uncle said,
gave you the money to go buy her the medicine so that she can
take her own life, So, but the fight is between the two of them. And then my uncle, he yelled at me at the time. He's like, "Nah, if you leave the house, you're not gonna come back." And by the way, give me that money.
And how old are you, like, if you don't mind asking around this
Younger
time?
than 11, I would say 10 at the time.
Man,
Man. So he's like, give me the money. So I was about to give the money. She said, don't you dare give that money. Now I'm like, obviously, I'm going to have to give him the money. He's the man of the house. I have to respect his words. She came, she grabbed my hand, and she was like, open up your hand, give me the money. And my uncle said, do not give her that money. And she beat me. I got a scar on my hand up until today. My hand was bleeding all over the place. Almost tore a vein from my thumb. That's how much she actually bit. And the teeth gripped through my skin. Never bothered to rush me in the hospital, nothing. I think it's 2 or 3 days later, I went to the clinic because obviously it started getting a bit more worse, infections and stuff. We got there, they had to make a different, they didn't say she bit me, they said something else. We got medicines for it and stuff, came back. 2 or 3 days later, I just couldn't take it anymore. I decided now I'm gonna leave the house. I didn't want to take my sister with me. She's a girl, and I'm like, I can look after myself in the street. I can, like, it's fine. But
So is that what you actually did? Did you?
yeah, I left the house. I disappeared for like a month.
And what was your plan, bro? Like,
Look, I was 10. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You were just trying to get away
I
from
just
this
needed
toxic
peace, right?
environment.
I just needed peace, man. I was like, I just need some peace. That's it. And I didn't want to be too far away from my sister as well, because I kind of needed to keep a bit of an eye on her.
On what's happening.
Yeah. So there was a car, like an abandoned car, 2 streets away from the house, and I'd normally sleep in that car. And 5 o'clock, because I knew 5 o'clock the birds are chirping, like the birds would wake me up. I have to wake up because it's somebody's car. Can't find me sleeping there, mate. I would wake up, get my stuff, go to SUBCRIBEto. SUBCRIBEto, yes, SUBCRIBEto. They've got this thing that cuts bread, man. And then, that thing, so there's a bin on the bottom. So I'll normally chill there for like 4 or 5 hours, just wait, and then open the bin on the bottom. There's normally obviously leftover crust breads that fall in that bin. I'm not sure if a lot of people know that, but I knew that.
No, I don't know that. I honestly don't know that. I just see that bread machine and then it's done.
I knew that.
So all the
crumbs and stuff, it just falls in the bin in the bottom. So you pull the bin out, and then I put it in a plastic, because like a really good sum of leftover breads, like pieces of breads and stuff, and I get me a drink of pop. That's breakfast for the day, man. And I'll see throughout the day what's gonna happen. And then at night, back to that car. For a month, they never looked for me. They never went to the police, to ask for the police, nothing, nice. There was a day a woman lives a street away from where we used to stay. She saw me and I didn't look clean at all. Obviously, it's a month I've been outside. Same clothes, I was dirty. Probably smelled. Yes, I did. She saw me and then she's like, why you look so dirty? She took me to her house, She had a son about my age as well. She gave me her shower. She's like, here's my shower. She didn't ask me nothing.
Oh,
She was just wondering, why am I dirty? That's it. Took me to her house, gave me her shower, allowed me to use. She took my clothes, put it in the bag. She's like, no, we're going to throw this away. Gave me her son's clothes, gave me food, and then set me down. And she asked me, why are you in the street if your house is a street away? I don't know, for a 10-year-old, I just busted out, started telling her what was happening.
What was happening,
And she cried. She didn't know me. She's never had an interaction with me. She never spoke to my uncle. Obviously they graded each other. They stayed in the same neighborhood, but there was no relationship at all. And she felt my pain. She cried, and she ran a small business, a spaza shop, and she had this telephones like where you give her R2 and you get a minute of a call. So she told me, she's like, no, look, I run this business. All you gotta do is, do you know your mom's number in DRC? I said, yes. And then I give her my mom's number, but I didn't know you're supposed to have a special code. And she's like, no, look, we're gonna need a special code for this number because it's not from this country.
Yes.
So I told her where she is, and she's like, no, look, I'm gonna ask my husband when she comes back, and tomorrow we're gonna call her. And then tomorrow I went back, the next day I went back, she used her business phone to call my mom, and then gave me the phone, and she's like, take your time. And she used to charge R2 a minute. She told me, take your time. Explain everything to your mom. Tell your mom everything. Don't keep nothing.
And how was that moment? Because you mentioned also that you were in the streets for quite a while, and having to find a way to feed yourself at 10 years old in the streets. I'm sure that must be very terrifying.
Very terrifying.
Because also safety, there's no probably safe roof over your head, feeding, and amongst other things that you probably saw. And then you mentioned that your people back home, your dad, brother, no one was looking for you. And now you have to call your mom. Like, in that moment, like, what are you saying to her? Like, how are you feeling?
Look, for me, it felt heavy until I found out, because I told her everything. As I was telling her, I was crying. The emotions was just piling up. And then I heard in the end of the line, she started crying. And then I'm like, why is she crying? She's like, she doesn't know anything. So the people this side did not tell my dad, did not tell my mom, nothing. They just kept saying we were fine. And obviously my uncle would work the whole day, come late, sleep, and they just tell me over the phone, yeah, it's fine. They'll go, they're just good. I'm busy at work, there's no time to be, because he's got the phone, there's no way we can be able to be talking to my parents, because he's at work, he comes back late, he's at work in the morning, he comes back late, so he's just telling them we're good, and obviously he comes home, we tell him we're fine, because we can't tell him we're getting abused or else. The next day, we're going to get either worse or the same kind of treatment. So my mom, when I told my mom about it, she didn't know about it. And she's like, my father's on the way. They would have to speed the process of my father getting here so they can look after us in a way. So they had to get my father to basically get here as quick as possible. Because, like I said, he was keeping himself safe somewhere. As much as we were keeping ourselves safe here as well. So we were not in the same town, in the same city at the time. So he wouldn't know what was happening as well. And we wouldn't tell him how, because the person that we thought we could communicate with, it wasn't doing much. It wasn't doing much at all, And we just felt like we took a U-turn. It's like we came here for safety, but it feels like it's just nothing. It just felt like it's just another U-turn back to where we were. Basically, for me, that's why the reason I decided now I'd rather be in a straight, because I'm like, hey, at home where I should be safe.
At least you probably feel a bit safer in the streets than inside closed doors at home.
So I told my mom, and I think a month or so later, my dad came, and that's when things started looking a bit chilled, because my father obviously came. My father started obviously taking over from everything. We moved on our own sport, and that's pretty much the first time I'd say I felt a bit of peace, man. Like I can let my guards down. I can sleep late. I can be a child. Because you kind of had to be an adult in a younger age and look after your sister in a way. Yeah.
And then starting off a journey that would, eventually lend you to where you are right now. I mean, you went to school. I'm sure, like which school did you was it your first primary school that you actually found sport? Because at first you didn't. You didn't even think you were going to be a fighter. You didn't even think you were going to be an MMA fighter. At first, I think you fell in love with rugby.
Yeah. So primary school, because I went to a Christian school, primary school. So it was called, the name was Blessings Academy. So I went to that, and I got introduced to soccer. I was decent. I was very decent.
So even before rugby, there was soccer. Okay, because now I'm sitting here thinking,
not for a while. Like, rugby, the soccer
your first love was rugby. Okay, no, it was soccer.
Soccer was like a thing, and I fell in love with it because, obviously where I come from, soccer was also a big thing, and like we didn't know rugby, we didn't know any other sport but soccer. So it was like soccer was the thing, and then. First year in high school in grade 8, and that's when I kind of saw rugby. I was like, oh, interesting! What an interesting sport. And the guy who was running it in school was like, nah, you should give it a try. I was like, nah.
You didn't want to?
Nah. It's like grade 9. I was like, nah. Halfway through grade, I think it's grade 10. That's when he got me into the team, actually.
Sorry to cut you off there quickly, but so you saying your coach or your teacher was telling you to try this thing out because they obviously probably see potential. And you saying no, was it because you didn't think that you were probably good enough to play, or there were just probably two things happening or happening in your mind, maybe back home, that you're like, this time I'd rather come to school. Extramural activities I don't really have time for because I have to go back home.
So for me, it's like I've growing up, I was an outcast. I never had friends, never blended. I grew up inside a house, clean, cook, do this, that. So first time going to school, making friends was a bit weird. You just don't know how to interact. You're like, I have to fit in. I have to I'm like, man, it's fine. Just be aware. In grade 8, I didn't even play sport. No soccer, nothing. I was go to school, leave school, go home. And for me, it was just like, I felt like an outcast in the school. Like they were nice. They were accepting me. They were very accepting. Like they were very nice to me. They were not, like obviously you get a couple of guys that are trying to be funny, but they were very nice, majority of them. But for me, it was just, I felt like an outcast. I'm like, man. I don't know why it took so long, grade 8, grade 9, up until grade 10. That's when I felt like, just give it a try, man. Let's see. Because, this guy's on my nerve, bro. Like, he can't let me. He's going to see me until grade 12. So I'm like, might as well give it a try anyway. And I don't regret starting. At the time, I regretted that why didn't I start it sooner, but I don't. I believe there's a reason. I kind of had to go through that patch with him. So I'm just glad I took his advice and I started rugby. Man, I winged it, man. Yes.
Yo, bro, and you found something, and I'm sure it was probably also an escape for you from so many things. And fast forwarding it, you playing, for my deals at NMU.
Yeah,
And that's where we met.
Yeah, that's where we met. That's where we met.
I think we've shared some really good times
yeah.
together. I think I've also seen you on your highs and your lows. I think also what really connected us is sport as well. And there was just something about you, man. There's this great light about you, the great energy, and through everything you wore a smile on your face. In as much as probably at the time, at first sight, I didn't really know your story, but there was always just this big smile on your face that you carry. I really want to just know, Shadrack, quickly, man. How do you keep, all the things that you were going through? And I'm sure even then when we met as well, there was still some things that you were puzzling up. You know what I mean? You're not really just there yet. How did you keep, putting the smile on your face, man, and then your energy just coming out very positive, very loving, and very caring? How did you, cope with all of that and still be able to just show up each day?
I made peace. I forgive. Forgetting, I never did. I know what people have done to me. I know what people have done, how they've treated me. But I've realized if I hold it against them, or if I kind of keep it in my heart, then you'll be better for the rest of your life, man. For no reason, you're gonna take it out on people that don't deserve it. Because I put myself in the same shoe where it's a mirror. The same energy I give, the same energy I'll get back. And I want to give the energy that I want to receive. And for me, it doesn't matter what a person does to me. It's actually a better way to make them feel bad about themselves, because you're like, hey, I'm in front of you, I'm still giving you the best me. Regardless of whatever you're giving me, I'll still give you the best version of myself. Because I believe by giving you the best version of myself, I'm feeling good about it, regardless of whatever somebody say about me. Somebody can be like, I'm the crappiest person on earth. I'll be like, that's your opinion, but it's not what I think about myself, because I know the energy I give every day. So I don't intend to hold what people do, what people do to me, or what they do against me. I'm like, wait, you did it because you've got your reason, man. I forgive you, but I don't forget it. But I make peace with it. Like, you got your reasons, you've lived your journey, I've lived my journey. Your journey might be a bit difficult than mine, might be a bit tougher than mine. That's why you're doing what you're doing. But I believe positive energy attracts positive things in life. There's no need for you to wake up in the morning every day and grumpy and being negative to everybody else around you. I mean, what are you trying to achieve in life? Or how is that even helping you? I just look at it in a way of like, look, when I die, there's less than a percentage of people that will say bad things about me in their heart. They'll stand in front of me and they won't lie about me.
Damn, bro, you've always been a fighter. I think you be where you are right now, especially in the middleweight division, and the dominance that you've had. I'm starting to really see, why it's so difficult for you to lose. Because I mean, you've been a fighter, bro.
We always say, regardless of your skills, talents, or even as hard as you can work, it's your heart that wins you the fight.
Come on.
It's your heart that wins you the fight in there. So it's the mentality that you put in there. You're like, you like, for me, that's people kind of look at me like they think I'm arrogant. I'm like, nah, I'm just confident, man. It's just the confident of knowing what I've been through in life, and whatever that's get thrown at me, I don't think it'll break me.
Did you ever have that moment you're like, you see, now I'm broken, or it almost broke you, but someone or some way, or maybe a dream or something came up to you like, okay, I'm not going to give up from this moment?
I had a moment when I had a surgery on my femur, when I had osteochondroma, so they had to. It was so close that if I didn't go to the hospital for another month, they would have amputated my leg. Yeah, so I got lucky that I showed up that day in the hospital. I don't even know why I showed up in the hospital. I'm like, I'm just going for a checkup. Doctor looks at me, he's like, this thing is growing on your leg. They did a CT scan. They're like, nah, we gotta do a surgery this weekend. We can't let you go home, or else we're gonna have to amputate the leg. So after they did the surgery, because it wasn't a femur, the doctor said there's a very high chance you're not going to play rugby or any other sport because the femur might be very soft in a way that you might break it multiple times, and that's not good. So, yeah, it took me a year and a half because I stopped doing everything at the time. I literally just disappeared. I'd sit in my room, curtains closed, dark, all day, just thinking the leg is not working. I couldn't feel nothing, and obviously after it healed up, I had to learn how to walk with my left leg. I had to learn how to use my left leg again. So it was a point where I felt,
you're done.
This is it. What can I do? I need a job. What can I do? And I don't know, but there was a glimpse of a light that decided to just show up, and that was in the form of Steve. He's actually my uncle. He's got a stroke, and he told me, he's like, look, why don't you do combat sport? You'll do really good in it. And I shoved it off. I was like, man, I don't want to do combat sport. He's like, okay, what you want to do is, I was like, I just want to play rugby. He's like, okay, no problem. But you're coming out of an injury. You can't just get into team. You need to get fit. So why don't you try boxing? And that might actually get you a bit fit. And I gave it a try. Yeah, that's ever since, never stopped. I even switched sports now. Doing it professionally now, yes. So that's how I got into it as well, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's amazing, bro. Because I mean, fighting from that and just getting in a spiral that I probably won't play again should have been something really difficult to really try and overcome. And then to playing rugby, how did we get to Shadrack? Your journey just because I mean, bro, yes, next thing I'm playing rugby with you. Yeah. We have a game on a Saturday. Yeah. We'll play, and then later on, you know the vibes.
Yeah, the vibes.
We went out a lot, and I remember you were working as a bouncer in Cubana.
Yeah.
At the prime Cubana.
I know.
Prime. Right 2019 was the prime Cubana. So, I mean, we'll play rugby with superstars on the field, and we're like, okay, some of us are like, hey, listen, let me go and look fresh. I gotta go show face at the club. But you are going straight from the rugby field and work.
Yes, sir.
And you make me look so important when I get to Cubana, because everyone will be standing in front of me, and you call me from the back. See,
come through. Yeah.
So I'm walking So, and then how did we find rugby player working as a bouncer, being a student?
Yeah.
How did we get to MMA, bro? What? For the next thing, you stopped playing, and then next thing, I'm seeing this man beating up people in cages.
Yeah.
How did we get there?
The first training was because I was big. I was like 120 kilograms.
Yeah,
I was massive. I walked in that room. Owens looked at me. They're like, "Yeah, this guy's big." There's a guy named Shorty. Not sure if you've seen him.
I've seen Shorty.
Shorty
is a scary dude.
He's a scary dude, dude, so first session I had with them, it was fun. Enjoyed it. They made me feel good. I'm like, man, the accountability was nice. And then I found myself going over and over again. And then the one time I was sparring with Shorty, And it was Shorty, Sindile, and Cedric, three of them. At the time, Cedric was an amateur and Shorty and Sindile were pro. These guys are having a conversation while we're training, so they are telling each other's, because they all three of them are black belts in judos.
Yeah.
So they're telling each other's basically what throw they'll do on me as a big guy. They're like, because it's big and tall, you need to do this stuff. But I'm like, these guys are discussing this in front of me. And I'm this big. I was like, there's no way. So Cedric comes, he does a throw, and I land on my back. And I'm like, no, he's a big guy. I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take that. And Cinder's like, no. The technique is all right, but you're missing one thing. Let me show you. Cinderella comes. And I'm like, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. He does something, and then he flips me as well. And then I land on my back. It gets up. Cedric is like, yeah, that's good. And Shorty, as Shorty gets up, like, there's no. This guy's going to flip me.
There's no way Shorty is going to do it.
So I asked him before he started, I was like, how much you weigh? He's like, nah, I am 61. I'm like, I'm 122 kilograms. There's no way this guy will flip me. He made it so, it was the easiest from his. Like, he made it look so easy. Both of them were like, oh, damn. I was like, what? I went home. I've never pondered on something in my entire life. I was like, how did that man do that? I want to know how. So I went back. Started training regularly, frequently, and I got invited into the fight team. I tried a session in the morning. I was like, damn.
It's intriguing.
Yeah,
it's intriguing.
A week is gone, and I'm like, you get it's like a conversation I was having with myself in my head. It's telling me, dude, you might as well stop now. And I'm like, nah, if you stop, you know what you are. Just don't stop, just keep going. I'm like, let's see how long we can push. We push 3 years down the line, and I'm being offered an amateur fight. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Come on.
Oh, shit. Let's
Come on.
do it for fun.
We're moving.
Yeah, get in a cage. Yeah, I bet this guy for like 19 seconds in the first round.
You beat him up for 19 seconds?
Yeah, it was like a 19-second fight.
Well, was it straight, head-to-head collisions?
Yeah, I just walked this guy down. It's like, I don't remember much. I just walked him down, knocked him out. I remember after knocking him out, it was the best feeling ever. I was like,
Shadrack, so knocking someone out makes you feel...
No, it's bad when you watch it.
It's basically your job.
Yeah, it's bad when you watch it, but it feels good. You're like, I got paid for that.
Have you been knocked out before, or like close
I have
to?
been knocked out before.
Really?
Yes. Sir.
How does that feel? Do you just black out?
No, it feels like you actually woke up from a very deep nap. You know, when you wake up, you're like, yo, what? Yeah, you're still confused. Like, it's like your brain got reset. I've been put to sleep by force. Yeah, it's like I've been put to sleep. I've been knocked out before. I've been put to sleep with the submission before, and that was in a gym. The submission.
Yeah.
You just reset. You wake up. You're like, what happened? You're just not sure for like a second or two, and then you're fine after that. So, yeah, it's a tricky game.
And you had Chris Jim, is it?
Chris Bright.
Chris
it's called
Bright.
PESFA, Port Elizabeth Fighting Submission Academy.
Yeah.
One of the best gym, I'll say, that I've joined, or I'm actually with.
And you coached by Chris
Bright, the legend, eh?
He's a former also MMA fighter.
Yeah, very good record. 34 fights, lost 4, only 30 wins, and his knowledge, like, I've worked with coaches when it comes to knowledge, and his knowledge is like beyond, because he can tell you how the fight's gonna go. If you literally just take his voice, put it in your head, and get in a cage, you will fight exactly the way he said the fight will go. The guy, because he pays, he's a snob about the sport. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. He's a snob about this sport. Like, perfection is everything for him. Like, he doesn't want you to throw a jab slightly.
If it's not necessary, all those type of things.
It has to make sense. So he's a snob, and we love that about him, because it's accountability for us, because he pushes us knowing that we want nothing less than greatness, and that's all he wants as well.
Man, that is amazing. So that then winning your because you've obviously mentioned that knocking out people is
It's fun.
it's joyful for you.
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Listen, I don't wanna make you upset. You know?
It's,
you and I, we should never get to that point.
we faced off already. That's going on.
No, that's on a rugby field. That's a different. that's a different place. But tell me then, Shadrack. Now that you have achieved some success in the MMA, you know, you've won some major titles as well, and you're gunning for your next one now. I think when I went to go and watch your post fight when you were in Joburg, I saw that your dad was there, and the type of emotion that you had. How's it feel now to sort of like I don't know, like at home, so like I would say like be that guy. You're like, hey dad, like I'm here, I'm doing it. How's the family dynamic now with you and your dad, your mom? How's that?
One thing you will notice, black parents, when you start something, when it's for free, you're doing it for free. They're like, you're wasting your time. Go to school. Like, obviously, it was a difficult journey to get to this part because, my father was very supportive of my sport. Like, he supported me. But there was a time where he's like, are you sure? You just wasted your time now. But now he's like, he's very proud. Like, I've made him. And as proud as I've made him, I feel there's still so much more I can do to make him proud. Like, getting that belt, like just bringing that belt out. That's gonna be.
That's what you said.
Yeah, I see.
When you climb the cage, like, Dad, I'm bringing it home.
That's what I want. That's what I want. Like, for him to be proud of me, to look at me and be like, my son is doing good for himself. That's all I want to hear. I want to get that approval from him, knowing that I'm doing a good job and I'm making my family proud. And for me, I don't do this just for myself. I do it primarily for them. Like, I do this for my family. I want the name, the legacy, the name to live forever, because that's what I do this. I'm like, I don't do this for fame, for money. I do this so that, because I told a friend of mine, I said, when you mention Cristiano, when you say Ronaldo, Messi, Khabib, you say Conor McGregor, you value the name it's on. You don't even think of it. It's the name you respect. I want my name to be respected like that. Somebody says my name and they say it with a value of respect, knowing that it's not just it's not just a name. So I want my family name to be honored like that.
No, I respect your name and your fists as well. Your hands up. Your hands up big.
Yes, quite. It's quite. Like my gloves are as big as the heavyweights and the light heavyweights. So my hand is quite big because as a middleweight I wear extra large or double XL. So
those babies, those bad boys are a huge disadvantage for the opponents.
Very important.
So if there's anything, bro, like looking at your journey from where you started in the middle with all that you had to go through and deal with, internally, physically, emotionally, to where you are now, which I'd probably assume it's a bit of a safer space, you're more at peace. What would you say to, someone out there that is probably going through a tough time as well, and they got into their, to their careers and wanting to achieve greatness? What would your advice be?
The best word to keep in their head, or they should just let this word keep repeating on its own in their head. Almost there. Almost there. You are almost there.
You are almost
there. Why are you stopping? Like, think of how long you've done this. Like, if you were digging, and you started digging the day you start, like, think of your career, and that's the day you start digging. And years pass, you dig, and then you went so far, and you decide, now I'm gonna climb back up again, and start, like, basically climb up and start digging another hole. Why you wanna do that? You're almost there. Just keep going.
Man,
that's the only thing I keep in my head. If I feel like Is this it? And I just tell myself, no, you're almost there, but like you're almost there. Like, you never know. It might be behind the door.
Yeah.
Like the part where basically where you're stopping might be actually where that next level is.
Yeah.
So you never know. Just keep going. Just keep gunning it. Yeah.
There we go. We're almost there.
Yeah, that's it. We're almost there.
Yeah, man. Just a quick one as well, man. So let's rank.
Yeah.
Your top 5 MMA, UFC fighters of all time.
Yeah. Of all time, top 5. Okay. I'm gonna have to reshuffle my top 5.
What is it? Because of the current situation right now?
Because the current situation right now, mate. I mean, come on. Our current situation is really good. Like I said, it's a good time to be alive. So
Yeah.
I'll start from my number 5. Number 5, Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Yo, I've been hearing that name quite a lot.
Anderson Silva would be there. Number 4. Number 4 would definitely be Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor.
I love Conor.
Yeah, Conor McGregor.
I think I love him more for his outside the cage.
The cage. That's the thing. For what he's done for the sport for me, that's what puts him up there.
Okay.
Like he's done so much for this
so
sport.
it's just beyond than what he can do in the octagon.
It's a bit too much. Like it's good, but it's too much good. It's good. So number 3 would definitely be Khabib.
Okay.
Number 2, John Jones. Number 1 would be Drickers.
You put in Drickers in one?
Like, to be honest, why I put him number 1.
Isn't it too soon?
No. Why I put him number 1, I'd say that. The achievement, what he's done in the sport here in a continent.
Okay.
Obviously, we've had champions from Africa, like you said, but people talk about our facility. People talk about, we don't have great facilities. We don't have,
Or the fact that he did it.
What he did.
And he was here.
Yeah,
he didn't have to go
He didn't have to hey, I'm going to leave.
He didn't have to go to a different country.
You understand? He's a culture boy.
And he's lived it.
That's why I put him right there. And the first ever to fly the flag for the country. That has to put him out there. That has to put him up there. Yeah.
Well, I'll put you at number 1.
I appreciate you.
Top 5 of all time.
Let's go.
I don't care about the 4.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I love that.
I don't care. I don't care about the other 4.
Yeah.
Well, I'll actually put you and Pico there.
Let's go. Let's go. It's coming out.
I'm rooting for my boy. It is coming up.
He's headlining a big fight now. It's a big card. It's headlining.
Massive,
the boy's doing really good. And I'm proud of him. I look at him every day. I think I've started being appreciative of life through him.
I get you.
Yeah, you understand. You don't see your own life, but once you see somebody else's life, you're like, damn. Like, who would have thought?
I need to get him on here as well.
Yeah, like, who would have thought?
I need to bring him to come have a sit down with me as well.
Yeah.
Hey, man, Shadrack, listen, it's been a wonderful time sitting down with you, bro.
It's been good.
We could talk for hours and hours, but we've run out of time.
Yeah.
But before we leave, I need you to do me a huge favor, right?
Yes,
Look
sir.
into that camera, your camera.
Yeah.
Right? And then that signature say that you always
some. Yes.
I want you to give me with that same passion,
The same
that
energy.
same fire.
Yes,
Into which one? Into that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Into that camera,
one.
bro.
Alright.
So I need you to give me the Shadrack. What are we calling it?
The Blambee.
The Blambee.
Yeah, the Blambee.
Guys, you're about to witness the Blambee.
Yes.
If you don't know what it is, so
Yeah.
I'm not ready. Wait, let me just drink my water first. I am not ready for this one.
You
so,
want to be ready for
right,
it.
so are you guys ready?
Yeah, that's yeah.
So we're about to go into a big fight.
Yeah.
Right, and Shadrack is ready. He's basically telling his opponent, listen, you don't have a chance against me.
Yeah.
But if you what?
But if you want some, come and get some, baby.
Come on. So, guys, if you want some, come get some. All right, guys, thank you so much for being with us here today. As I've had the honor and privilege to sit down with Shadrack, the legendary Black Mambo Bimba. Is it the Black Mambo Bimba?
Black Blambee.
The Black Blambee.
Yes, sir.
Bumblebee, Bambi. Mr. Top Duck and Handsome himself, Mr.
Yes,
Muscular, Mr. Big, hands knock you out in the MMA cage. Guys, so please make sure that you also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you again for the next episode for another epic one. Thank you for joining us at Beyond the Game with yours truly, Juicy J.
Yes, man.